Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. Today we will discuss two puzzles. One of the puzzle, which is this one, is shared by Mr. Rehan Khan, who is a close friend and a very good chess player, uh, a very thorough and sincere chess fellow and emerging player of Balochistan. He shared this puzzle with me today in my club, where we uh, I think we solved the puzzle in some 20 minutes, so it's not an easy one. Uh, this puzzle is an endgame puzzle, so we will try to uh, study the endgame along with this puzzle. So let's start. The white is to move, and now what? We don't. I don't usually like telling that white is winning or the game is draw or whatever. Because we have to judge the position, we have an outside pass pawn, and black has two pawns, so he will get one pass pawn at least. Uh, but the position of the black king is somewhat uh, unhealthy. So, how to take benefit of this? The first move that comes to mind that if I start moving, he cannot move this way that many players try. Uh, during the solution of the puzzle because they think that we can stop this pawn this way. But the problem is that if you start pushing, the black will take, and the black is now promoting in the B file. So if you push, he will push. If you push more, he will push. If you push, he will push. And then when you queen, he will queen as well. And black has two pawns. So one more pawn is there, and black can save his king from the check, so that is a loss. So by simply moving this pawn, white is losing. White is losing. Miraculously he can try to save, but I don't think that the white will save the game because this square will cast check and protect the king as from checks as well. So we cannot push this because we are losing by this way. So the second move they come to the mind that if I takes, he takes with the pawn, I move, he move. We will promote first, and he will promote. He will not be able to promote. But the problem is when you are calculating why you are supposing that he will take this pawn. Why can't the black can play g5 as once, and now the black is uh, promoting first, so that will be either a win for the black or at maximum white can draw. So this move is also not correct because the black is not taking with the king, the black is not taking with the pawn, the black is promoting his own pawn, so that is not possible. So we cannot play this, we cannot play this. Mr. Harun tried this move, but that is also incorrect because you are giving a free move to the black, and the black will promote first, you will promote second, and the black will check you from here, and there is no mate. So that cute idea of getting the black squeezed is not working. So we cannot play this slow move as well. So can we come here? No, it is again useless because the black will take the pawn or start pushing, and you cannot even queen because he will queen first and then take your queen, and the black will be winning. So this move is not possible, this move is not possible, this move is not possible, this move is not possible. So this is called process of elimination. The only move that remains is this one. So many players tried from Pakistan, they tried this move, but they were thinking that the black will respond by taking the pawn, and then I will promote first and the black will promote next, uh, and we will take his queen. So if we the black promote, we will take the queen, and there is no time for black to move his king and then try to promote the pawn. So black cannot take this pawn. Simple is that. When you're calculating, you should look at the possibilities not for your own self, but for your opponent as well. When the black sees that after this move he cannot take, so what he will start thinking how to defend himself. He can move here, you will move, he will move, you will move, he will move, 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 and then we queen, and if we queen we will take the queen with check. The black will come here and that will be a checkmate at a7. So after this move is not possible as well. Now we are taking looking for possibilities for the black. So black is in check, so the only move that remains is this one. So now if we move, he will move, 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 move. And when we queen, he will queen as well. And we cannot take this queen because the black king is here and it is a stalemate. Our pawn is here. So that is the problem, that we are getting a stalemate in this situation if we took the queen. But again, you have to ask yourself that after this sequence here, if we queen, he queen, we took the queen, that is a stalemate. So what if I make a bishop? Okay. So suppose we make a bishop, he make the queen, we took the queen, but that is a draw because this is a light square and this is a dark square. So you will check the bishop, the king from the square or can block, and that will be a stalemate. You cannot take this pawn via your dark square bishop. So that is a draw as well. So what if I make a knight? You cannot make a knight because he will make a queen and he will simply win queen versus knight end game. Can we make a rook? It doesn't seems to make any difference because when he queened, what you will do? You will move your rook, and then there are so many checks coming and no use. So by this way, you uh, move this one. He came here, then this, and when we reach three square here, three square here, and then we queened. He queened. But the problem is that the back rank is an issue for black. His king is blocked. So if I am able to move my king, he will be checkmated in one move. So, but he will queen. So I cannot directly move my king because he will take my queen. In that position, what we will do, that is not easy to see, but we I will try to reach that position and then look in the game position what is the possibilities with us. So that is a common sense. There is no other move for us. We cannot move in between our king because he will queen first, and here we cannot make a bishop, we cannot make a rook, we cannot make a knight, so we have to make a queen, and then the black will make a queen as well. Now what? In this position, if I am able to block my move my king with the check, I am winning. But the problem is this queen is facing me directly, so I have to either take the queen, which is stalemate, or move my king queen somewhere. The first move that come to the mind is this check, and he's back there. Then what? Can we come here? And if he check me, I will come here. He will check me. I will move here. He will take my. He will not take my queen because you are able to take. So he will start checking me. So I will move here, he will start checking me. Move here, checking me. Whenever the queen come in between, he will take the queen, you will take the queen, and the black will move in these two squares, and you cannot push the black out of the corner. So queen exchange, apart from this square, is useless. It is a draw. So Another possibilities comes that this check is useless because we see that he will start checking us and we will not be able to get out of checks, or we have to, there is no grave, as they say in chess, in this board, so king cannot hide anywhere. So at last we have to block the check by queen, and the queen exchange will be a draw. Only on this square queen exchange can benefit us. On our other squares, queen exchange is a draw. So then I cannot check from here because the queen will takes me. So if I come here, how can he stop me? Because after this check, he's a checkmate. Okay, uh, he will try to block, and but we will take the queen, and that's a checkmate. So if I come here and he check me from here, I will move. It will be a checkmate. Okay, if I come here, this check, that will be a checkmate. So if I come here, how he is saving his game? He will stop me from moving my king from this square. So now I'm unable to move and the game is ended. Okay. So we cannot come to the E8 square. This square is ruled out. But instead of, we will try to rule out square first. Then one of my friend, Mr. Sharjeel, said this move, uh, queen to f8, because this square is now protected. You have protected this square, but I will come here. I will again offer you to take my queen and stalemate. Then, when you go back or here or here, he will check me and we are done. We have to interpose the queen, king, and he will takes, takes, and the black takes, takes, and the black king will not even try to take the pawn. It is a draw. He will move here at a8 and b8 squares. So this move is a draw. This move is a draw. What about this move? So the only move that remains is this one. Now we understand one thing from this. Uh, when I was trying to solve this puzzle, what I actually did, what I actually thought, let's just listen to my thought. If in some position you have to uh, think imaginatory. Suppose I am thinking in an imaginatory world. We are not in this world. If I can check him from here and force him to go this way, and I come back here or here to the back rank, whenever he tries to, for suppose I back here or here, he tried to save himself by offering a queen sacrifice. I will take his queen because this queen take is with check. So if I can check him and come back to the back rank, these four squares, I will be winning. Okay, but the problem is I can check from here, but I cannot come to this square, this square, this square, or this square. So I'm not able to get back to these squares. So I can not check from here because his queen is here. But I know there is a defense. When we came here, what he did, he stop us from this square. So we know the importance of this square as well. But when we come here, like suggested by Mr. Shajil, the only defense is this move. He will offer us the queen and try to occupy this square. Okay, so by moving at this square, I can force his queen to move. But this one is not working because here our king will be bound. This one is not working because he will get this square. Okay, so if I come here, he is forced to reply with this move. There is no other move. Mr. Shajil suggested after this some queen c1, which is incorrect because we will move here and that's lost. He cannot interpose the queen because we take with the queen. So I come here. The only saving move is this one. Now, after getting the queen here, what we did, we removed the safety of this square. Now the queen cannot come to this square by magic. Okay? So we protected this square. This is a very important point. So I moved here. He replied with this move. I cannot take the queen, but now I can move here because after moving to e8, the only defense was this move. Now the queen cannot come to this rank. Nowhere here. So after getting the queen here, I can move my queen to this point. Now he cannot stop from 7th rank the movement of my king. So what he will do, he will once again offer me the queen. I cannot move because he will take, I take, and the game is draw. So, but now instead of taking the queen, we will check him. The idea, which imaginary idea, that if I can check the king and force him to go to the A rank, then I go back to the initial square. Any check will lead to a checkmate. And offer of a queen, we will gladly accept, and that is a checkmate. So what a brilliant puzzle. The key squares in this puzzles is this one and this one. Okay, so let's come back to this point. We queen, he queen. We cannot take the queen. We cannot come here because of this square, and our king will be unable to move. We cannot come here because after this move, he will get this square and the game will immediately end in a draw. We cannot check from here. We cannot do any slow move because he will start checking. And so the only way is to force his queen to get out of this diagonal. So this square is now protected. He cannot come here. Now we will move here and force him to come here. And now this square and this squares are not in range of queen. So we will check him, force him, and that's how we won the puzzle. So a brilliant puzzle by Mr. Rehan Khan, and really enjoyed uh, solving it live. So thank you everyone who tried to solve this puzzle. Now come to the next puzzle by the great Afzal Mengal Saab. Wait a second. The second puzzle is this one. We have two bishops for a bishop and we have knight versus knight. We have one rook, opponent has two rooks. So we have a bishop actually against his rook. Okay, we should mark this bishop. That will be more accurate. And we have queen queen. Okay, and how many pawns we have? We have 6 pawns. He has 6 pawns. The only thing is our pieces are more active in this position. Look at our pieces. Our this bishop is attacking towards the king. Our this bishop is attacking. Our knight are controlling key squares around his king. Our queen is attacking in this direction. So all of our pieces are aiming towards the opponent queen. So we are much better. This much development is usually winning. The only bother we have is this square. The knight can check us, but there is no other piece to support the knight, so he cannot checkmate me. Or if we take here, but we will not allow. Uh, okay, so what to do? We cannot take here because he will take with the queen, and the story is ended. The only move that come to the mind, the only obvious move is to sacrifice our rook. Why to sacrifice? Because our pieces are so active, but we have to calculate. We cannot sacrifice a rook by just assessing the position. So what actually comes into the mind? So if I took here, he cannot move to the here because I will take and he will lose his queen. So that is out of question. He cannot move here because I will check, and if he moved here, I can take his queen and we can even try to mate him, but why not to take the queen? So white is forced to take back. Okay, that is point number one. Then the most, we cannot check it here because his bishop is here. Someone, I forgot his name, said that start with this move, but the black is never, white is never taking back this way. He will try to safeguard his king. So the obvious move is this, and now check. So I check with the queen. If we come back like here, we will check him again, and we will take the queen. Okay. So after this move, he will take. I will check him from here. He cannot come to this square. Suppose he come to this square. Okay, mate in one. We will take this pawn with the knight, and he's checkmate. So this square is out. This square is out. So what options remains? Can he come here, or can he come here? If he come here, my queen is at this point. I will check him with the bishop. Okay, we will try to utilize all of our pieces. He will come like here, and we will move the queen to this square. And how he is saving the mate? He can take our knight, but we will take this pawn with check. If we interpose the rook, we will take. Otherwise, king has no squares. This square is covered by the bishop, and this square is covered by the pawn, and this square is covered by his own queen. So after takes, check. He cannot come here because we will check with the bishop. He will move here. We will not check with the knight. That is another point. Because after this sequence, if we come here and I check with the knight, then we don't protected this square. So now how to attack his king? So instead of taking the rookie, we will try to mate him somehow. So after this, we will check with the bishop. And now this square is protected, this square is protective. The only thing we need is to attack from behind. So the queen will come here, and next we will take this pawn. How he can save? He cannot save. He will, his king, even if the queen moves, we will take this pawn and it's a checkmate. So he cannot come here. So the three squares are ruled out. This square, this square, this square. The remaining two squares are occupied by his own pawns. So after takes this move, the only move is this one. Okay, now we can check from here, and he cannot go back to this file because this file is covered by the queen. And he cannot come like here because it will be in the knight range with discovery. So after this 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 we will check from here. If we take our knight, no problem, uh, we will be queen up, so that will be easy winning. So if he come here, he cannot come here. This square is covered by the bishop, so the only square is this one. So we will again move the queen here. And how he's saving the game? He will try to come here, but then we will push the queen with the bishop. And if the queen take this pawn, uh, Okay. Then we will uh, then we will bring the bishop here, and next we will take the knight, and then take this pawn, and that will be a checkmate. Whether he take with the king or with the pawn. So he can give me in between check, but that will not be a big deal. So the puzzle should be like this: check, check, check. If we come back here, that is one move, and not a checkmate, but queen lose. If we come back here, this is one move checkmate. So if we come here, we will check from here, and that is a brilliant move. Now he cannot check me. He can check me here, but I will move here. Then what? He can take this, but the king is unable to move, and the next move he will be checkmated. So that move is also ruled out. So the only move remains is this one. Then we will check from here, keeping this diagonal with us. Uh, so this square is protected, this one is protected. He has only two options. These are in this. This will lose immediately due to discovery of the knight. And after this move, what we will do, we will bring our queen here and trying to uh, block the king in a mating net. Now our knight can check him from here, and he's again checkmated because this square is also protected by the bishop. So after this move, he can try check, but one check is useless. And next, he has to sacrifice the queen, or he has to protect this way, but then we will force him to leave the square, and after this we will move the bishop here, and what he will do, uh, what we are threatening, we are threatening takes, uh, and takes, and then this check, uh, and then after this we can take this. So suppose try to play this one here, then we will take, takes, and then we will check, move here, and then we will check again, move here, and he will lose his queen. Okay, so now let's study this puzzle with the computer. So after takes, take, this is obvious, check is obvious, he has to move here. Then this move is even obvious, but just confirm it. So because he has only two squares to maneuver himself, or he has to take the knight. So suppose he come here, uh, we can again go like this and try to take this pawn. This one is, so that is checkmate. So if we try this way, uh, we block the square. So now we can check from here. Suppose he played this one, but we have this mate as well. So he cannot come here. So suppose after this move, we will again play this brilliant move. And if he check me, I will take with the knight. And if he take back the pawn, I will be back here. So he is sacrificing, but his king is in a mating net. He cannot move here, he cannot move here. The only square is this one, but then it will be, he is forced to sacrifice the queen. So if we try this one to save this pawn and protect this square, we will move first his queen, and after queen this move, we will move the knight here, and after this move, we will check him this, and again we will try to discover attack. And if he moved like this, we will take, check, check, and win his queen. So very complicated puzzle by Afzal Mengal Saab. So in this puzzle, you are forced to calculate every square of the board. And now after this, the game is almost over. Or he can try this. This not this one. So thank you so much. Please, guys, like and subscribe, and let the channel grow. So more of the people will get benefit from these lectures. And like I said, ये चिराग है तो जला रहे. So to keep this light available for everyone, you have to subscribe and like the video and spread and share with your friends. So this, the purpose of these videos and these lectures is uh, to benefit every chess lover of free lectures, because I know in our country, in our region, even in our continent, it is not very easy to get chess courts. They are either not available or very expensive. So if we are doing it with a good intention, so the good intention should be supported. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. Good night.